All right, Rebels. Welcome to the beginning of something different. This is Podcaster's Business Insider, the daily show where creators stop playing small and start building like business owners. Here, we don't chase downloads for vanity. We build systems, strategies, and shows that actually pay the bills. If you've ever felt stuck recording into the void, wondering if your podcast will ever grow into something more than just a hobby, this is where the guesswork ends, because you're not just a podcaster, you're a founder, a strategist, a builder, and together we're going to turn your mic into a media empire. So buckle up, pod rebels, because clarity beats chaos, strategy beats hustle, and momentum beats perfection. Let's get into it. Today we're going to dive into the top 3 growth channels for podcasters in 2025, and why putting your energy in the wrong place can keep you stuck. Plus, two big pieces of news in AI and podcast planning that could reshape how creators grow. So before we get into it, I want to know one thing. Are you watching us live or on a replay? Let us know in the comments below. If you're watching us on YouTube, fantastic. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. Share this with your friends and family. Maybe somebody who you know might be interested in starting their podcast journey. And just a friendly reminder that we are going to be locked in every day, Monday to Friday at 8:45 Eastern Standard Time. Mark it into your calendars. We will be going live every night. We're going to be releasing pre-recorded episodes in a few weeks. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat. We'll be more than happy to answer any and all questions whenever you guys have. And we'll do our best to answer them to the best of our knowledge. So, 2 big pieces of news today that may change the way that you think about podcasting and artificial intelligence. Article number 1 comes to us from The Verge. Grok 4 was one of the most expensive AI models to train. Headline: Grok 4 may be one of the most expensive AI models ever trained, raising questions about scale, compute, and ROI in artificial intelligence. Why this matters. AI isn't just hype, it's shaping the tools for creators use daily. But at costs skyrocket. Let me rephrase that. As costs skyrocket, the question is whether these innovators will trickle down to indie podcasters affordably. Why expensive AI matters for creators. The problem is these expensive features like auto editing, content generation, and audience analytics. It's great for these big guys that have these thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars per month to dump into. But for us smaller guys, it hurts. Even a couple $100 hurts every month extra. It's not an easy thing for us to be doing, to be looking at our audience analytics, even though we want to. And it gives us more information and all this great stuff for us to consume so that we can target everything that we're doing for our audience and to gain more audience, listeners, and viewers. So more earballs and eyeballs, like I always say. So even if top tier AI is costly, it forces innovators at lower tiers expect cheaper, more creator-friendly AI tools to emerge as demand scales. This has been a staple of the tech industry since its inception. If you have been blind for the past 40 years and you're stuck in you shove your head in a hole and you don't see what's going on in the last 40 years in the tech industry, you always see the latest and greatest technology that comes out, and it's super, 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 super expensive. There's a reason for that. Brand new technology, new materials need to be created. It takes longer for them for them to push out the device. Look at the PlayStations, for example. That PlayStation 5 over there, for example. When that PlayStation 5 first came out, it was $2,000. You could have picked it up. $1,800 to $2,000. Now it's probably about $1,000. Price hasn't come down that much as in previous iterations of PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, PS2, and such. You know, the longer it stays out in the market, the cheaper it becomes. This kind of technology is also the same. So it's the longer it stays out into the market, the cheaper it becomes because more people it's being used by more people, and the cost of it drops down. So what does this mean for the indie podcaster? Will indie podcasters benefit or be left behind? This is a big question that we don't know. Now, if Grok actually did spend how much did it say here? It went 9 times. It cost XAI around $490 million, according to a report by AI research institute Epoch AI, which is more than 9 times the estimated cost of training Meta's Llama 3. We have some really interesting comments in that thing. But you see how much it costs. $490 million, $500 million to train Grok. That's a lot of money. So I mean, the tools that came out of Grok are pretty good. They're pretty good. I don't use Grok that often. I use ChatGPT more. And for me, ChatGPT is about $20 a month, but there's more people using ChatGPT, and the more people that come onto ChatGPT, the less the price comes down. That's just how it is. But the main sticking point is that if only big players can afford bleeding edge AI, indie creators may get left behind unless open source tools catch up. Open source tools like ChatGPT. Grok, I think, is paid, but I do think that they have a free version. There are other chatbot models that you can actually utilize. I use quite a bit of AI. Otter AI is one of them. CapCut, Opus Clip. That's all AI. Zapier is AI. Even Podbean, even StreamYard has an AI model to it too. So anything that's done online, you're utilizing AI. That's how integrated AI is. Even if you look at Microsoft, Microsoft has Copilot. Copilot is also AI. They invest hundreds of millions of dollars in making that better so it can work within its different tools between Teams and Outlook and Word and Excel and all the other wonderful tools that Microsoft. I'm a huge Microsoft fan. I'm a massive Microsoft fan. Everything that I have ever used is always Microsoft. I love their tools. I love the way things work. I'm so used to using Excel and Word and PowerPoint and all the great tools that they have. How it integrates easily with OneDrive and Outlook. It's great. It's absolutely great. Anyways, I digress. Let's get on to the next article. Next article comes to us from Podnews. Planning for the unexpected. Podnews highlights how podcasters can and must plan for the unexpected, from tech outages to personal emergencies. Why this matters. Growth isn't about systems when things go right. It's about resilience when they don't. Without consistency, plans and momentum can vanish overnight. I have experienced this time and time again with not podcasters, Business Insiders so much yet, but with the Fitness Oracle. When I was running the Fitness Oracle, there were gaps in between my release dates. You've seen it recently with Podcasters Business Insider. I had an emergency that happened. It knocked me out. It knocked my momentum completely out. And this happens. It's called life. Unfortunately, you can't stop it from happening. And the biggest thing that a podcaster or live streamer or content creator is build resilience and have it ingrained into your growth plan. How do you build this kind of resilience? Backups. Have a backup plan. Always have content going out. What do I mean by that? You remember we talked a couple weeks ago about the 3-6-9-12 rule. And if you're in one of my programs, you understand what that 3-6-9-12 rule is. That is your backup. That is your backup to the content that you're pushing out. If you don't have something like that, then you're just going to float into the stratosphere and nobody's going to know about, people will forget about you. There was a recent study done a few years ago, I'd say 3 years ago, that I came across. Now, I don't know how old this study is, but I know I came across this 3 years ago. They did the average attention span for adult male. It was 3 seconds. 3 seconds. A goldfish is 7. We have shorter attention spans than goldfish. And why? These lovely things right here. Those lovely things have gotten us into the scroll. So what do we have to do is we just have to keep putting out, even when we're sick, even when we're down and out, even when we have a family emergency that we have that's completely out of control, even if it's an emergency for work that it was unexpected and you're going to be pulling an all-nighter for the next week. If you're in the content creation space, that includes podcasters, that includes live streamers, that includes social media managers, that includes anybody that does anything online. You have to have a backup so that you can build trust, a backup system of releasing stuff. That's what we're doing here. We have a backup system so that if S hits the fan with us, we still have stuff coming out. Another really good thing that you can actually introduce, and I'm going to leave this up because we're going to be talking about all this stuff. Redundancies, tech redundancies. Is it good to have one microphone? Yeah, it's better to have two. This is something coming from the IT world. You need redundancies. You need the backups. You need that mindset of consistently putting stuff out. Tech redundancies is probably the most important. I do have redundancy backups here. If this mic dies, I have another mic that I can plug in real quick and I'll be up in a matter of seconds. When I first started Podcasters Business Insider, I had a you don't see it, but it's over here, an audio mixer. It's still not up and running. I had postponed the release date of Podcasters Business Insider because that is still not working. It's not good enough. I needed to be up by August, and I was August. We launched August, which is what we wanted. I wanted July, but tech sometimes doesn't work. This camera, I have a second camera. If this camera goes down, I have another one that is really simple. It's all USB. All my tech is easy enough for me that if it goes down right now, I can be back up in a matter of minutes. Unplug and plug back in. That's it. Go grab it and go plug it back in. It's that simple. And that's what you need to do. When it comes to tech redundancy, you really need to understand that you need backup systems. Here's another example of how important the redundancy is. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, YouTube changes, and I've given you guys this example before. YouTube changes their policy, and all my content is no longer allowed to be up and running. I'm dead. Or am I? Next week, we're going to be going live on Rumble. Why are we going live on Rumble? Because just in case YouTube goes down and YouTube changes their policy and they go back and they find the thing that I said about Charlie Kirk and, yesterday, that how, I went on a rant on that, and they're like, oh, he talked about Charlie Kirk. We're taking him down. They've done it. They've done it before. They can do it again. The Rumble is that backup. LinkedIn, X, same thing. If I'm hoping that you guys can see that keeping your backups, and I'm not just talking about backups of your content being released, backups of your content. I have 3 different places where I back up all my videos. I have triplicate copies of my videos just in case one goes down. That's how anal I can get when it comes to backups and redundancy. I absolutely love it. And I'm around Christmas time, and we're getting ready to launch Failing Shield. I'm going to be buying a NAS drive so I can build the server for Failing Shield. And guess what? It's going to be another backup and another level of redundancy, not just for Failing Shield, but for Podcasters Business Insider, but for Underdog Media, and for Control Alt Delete. All backup redundancies. That's all it is. Why would I do that? because you're protecting the momentum. I'm trying to protect the momentum that I have, that I'm trying to gain now with you, so that you can know that I am still here. This is probably the most important thing. My entire system can go completely blacked out. This live can get cut short now. But because I have those backup redundancies, my momentum's going to keep going. The only way that this is going to end is that if there's an EMP pulse and it wipes out all the tech in the entire world, which is probably, you're looking, I have a better chance of getting struck by lightning 10 times before that happens. If you understand how the internet works, it will never go down. If you understand how the internet works. All right, so let's switch gears here. We're going to be going into the top. Let's get into today's topic of what we're going to be talking about. The top three growth channels for podcasters in 2025. So let's cut through the noise, okay? Because this is not a channel for fluff. And we're going to be talking to you about the three most important channels that you need to be on. Most platforms won't even move the needle. Focus on where your attention and conversions actually live today. Number one, we're on it. We made it our central place of exposure. When we started the Fitness Oracle, I didn't utilize YouTube as much at all. At all. It was an afterthought, and it really hurt me. I focused more on Instagram and mostly on Facebook, and it hurt. So now, when I promised myself two things when I would start this one. One, there'd be a paywall for guests to come on. That's number one. You need to get paid to get these episodes out. And two, heavy focus on YouTube. Heavy focus on YouTube. YouTube, when it comes to video, YouTube is the number one engine for podcasts, thanks to shorts, full episodes, and SEO reach. Your number one is Google. And Google owns YouTube. So now YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world next to Google. But when it comes to video, YouTube's number one. So you need to be on YouTube. You need to be putting out content, useful, helpful content onto YouTube. Number two, LinkedIn. We're also on LinkedIn. Business to business and authority growth. B2B focused podcasters thrive here. The platform rewards thought leadership and organic engagement. Have you guys noticed that we are on streaming? The first two places that we streamed was YouTube and LinkedIn. It wasn't by accident. And we are going to be still heavily utilizing YouTube and LinkedIn. Why? These are the two main places where business owners and business professionals are. Why wouldn't we be here? And why shouldn't you be there? You need to be especially on YouTube. That's number one. Number three, Substack and email. Owned audiences are non-negotiable. Growth isn't about reach, it's about retention and conversion. We also have a Substack. And what do we do? Our Substack is free. All you have to go is just go to substack.com and search Podcasters Business Insider, or I think it's TechForge Media. And you'll find it. You'll find us there. We've already posted emails or articles. And all those articles lead to our email. Again, Substack can change their policies. YouTube can change their policies. LinkedIn can change their policies. If all three of those platforms change their policies, we're up a creek without a paddle. But we still have our email. We still have the email list. We still own the RSS feeds. Even though they may change, and our platform may change, and our strategy may change, we still have our gold, which is RSS feed, and 100% of our email list is ours. So let's get into today's real world example case study. Colin and Samir's growth system. Colin and Samir grew their YouTube channel into a podcasting empire by mastering short form discovery and redirecting traffic to long form, and then their own platform. If you can lock down your short form discovery to redirect it to your long form, which is fantastic, you've just gained that person. You just got their email address. This is something that we're trying to learn how to do here at Podcasters Business Insider. We're trying to learn how to utilize short form clips into longer form clips, short form clips into these longer lives, to episodes, to get your email address and give you something in return so that you can actually use. But in order for me to give you something, I have to get something. And we're not asking for money at that point. It's just give us your email address. And then the drip campaigns happen after that, which we're still kind of working on. So remember, growth isn't random. Never. Growth is never random. It doesn't just happen. It's engineered. And you need to understand the engineering process that goes behind it. That way you can use it and you can grow your channel. You can grow your podcast. You can grow your... I don't like using the word influence, because let's try not to influence people into doing something. Let's support people into doing something. Hopefully give them a better life, improve their lives in one way or another. And these are the three things that I want you guys to take a look at today. Take this week. Take these three things and take the week in order to do it. Tomorrow we'll be talking about some other stuff. We'll get into that a little bit later. So I want you to take a look at your last 10 content pieces. Where did your listeners actually come from? Then I want you to pick one. I want you to pick one channel and commit to it for 90 days. We've committed to YouTube for actually longer than 90 days, till the end of this year. LinkedIn, we haven't really doubled down into yet. That'll be in the new year. Right now, we've doubled down on YouTube, and this is going to be for the rest of this year. And this started in August. If you want the actual truth, this started in April. That's when we made the decision. It's like March, April. When I made the decision, we're doubling down on YouTube for the rest of the year, and we're going to be there on LinkedIn. Once you've doubled down, once you've committed to that one channel, it's time to build your loop. Your from discovery to engagement to conversion. The goal isn't to be everywhere. If you're everywhere, you're nowhere. It's to dominate where it counts. And this is how you do it. Audit your last 10 content pieces. Choose one growth channel and commit to it for 90 days at least. And then build the loop around that channel. Each channel that you're on is specific to the audience that is there. Facebook has a different feel than Instagram. Facebook and Instagram have a different feel than YouTube. Those 3 have a different feel than LinkedIn. Those 4 have a different feel than X. And all of them are completely different than all of the rest. You need to understand that. We have gone through them, and we need to drill down into where your audience is. Because if you don't know where your audience is, you're taking spaghetti and you're throwing it up against the wall, praying that it's going to stick. Guess what? It ain't going to stick. I know. I've been there many, many, many times. So I want you guys to understand that growth happens when you focus, not when you're everywhere. That's all that I'm trying to push out to you. And you need to focus on the right channels. When you spread yourself too thin, you're going to sip through the holes. Trust me, there are holes. There's holes with this, and I copied this from the Fitness Oracle, and there's still holes. All you have to do is focus your attention on that one channel, just like we're doing. We're focusing on YouTube. How can I use YouTube? How can I grow my YouTube channel? There's a reason for it. I'm not doing it just because. I know, because this is where like I said before, YouTube is the largest video search engine in the world with billions of people. Second largest search engine in the world, next to Google, which owns YouTube. Why wouldn't I be here? It only makes sense. So, continuing on, without rambling and wasting your guys more time, precious time, I want to invite you guys to download your free 15-step to kickstart your podcast checklist. This is your roadmap to build a smarter, faster, and with clarity. Don't miss the Insider Playbook. Sign up for the Rebel Intel newsletter. After next week, after the end of this month, we will be moving to a weekly newsletter, providing you more in-depth and higher quality information. And tomorrow, Wednesday. Tomorrow is midweek mindset. We're going to be tackling the difference between growth hacks and growth systems. Why chasing hacks can kill your momentum. Basically, stick to your guns, stick to what's working, keep working what's working, and then try to improve what's working. So no more growth hacks. You need to focus on the system rather than the hack. That's more important. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. So guys, it has been a blast, as it always has been. I am going to kick off the rest of this day. Do yourself a favor, sign up for the Rebel Intel newsletter. There's the link. There's the hyperlink right there. Hyperlink is also in the show notes. Just copy, paste it into your browser and download it for free. It's a completely free newsletter. Right now, it is coming out every 2 weeks. We just released one last week. We just released one yesterday. So the next one's going to come out in 2 weeks. But after that, it'll be a weekly thing. And the 15 steps to kickstart your podcast. Grab it. If you're interested in launching your podcast, or you know somebody who's interested in launching their podcast, that is your starting point right there. Nowhere else. That. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8:45 again, sharp Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube and on LinkedIn. Until then, you guys have an awesome night, and we'll see you tomorrow.